welcome to Overdrive. I'm Shireen Bhan. We're going to start the show with an entry-level hatch. Now, a couple of years ago, if you were on a budget and planning to buy yourself a first car, then the chances are that you would have zeroed in on a Maruti. But Hyundai is hoping to change all of that with its new Eon. But finds out if the Eon has enough to be a game changer.
Maruti Suzuki has enjoyed a unique position in the Indian automotive market for well over a decade by completely and totally dominating the entry-level subcompact segment. You could choose from either the Maruti 800 or the Maruti Alto, or, well, there just wasn't anything else to choose from. Now the 800's been discontinued, but the Alto soldiered on, and in time it's become India's largest selling car. Now 3 years ago, the Tata Nano came into focus, and well, that faded away just as quickly without rustling up a storm in the subcompact segment. But today, 11 years after the Alto was born, there is a worthy competitor. And it's this, the Hyundai Eon. The Eon is the next embodiment of Hyundai's new design language, what we now know as fluidic design. It's funky, it's eye-catching, and it's closely related cosmetically to the new Verna and the i10. Its most interesting feature are its wraparound headlamps and the beefy wheel arches. The Eon is definitely a lot more attractive than the Alto. But then again, almost everything that can ever be launched in this segment will be. The Eon's USP is its space, and in that respect, it is unmatched in the segment, and even gives cars such as the A-Star and to some extent even the i10 a run for its money. The interiors at this price point are pleasant, vibrant, and build quality is as good as it gets. All the elements on the dash and around blend well with each other, and the ample storage spaces are an added value. Yet, I'd like to have seen a steering wheel with audio controls on it. At the heart of the Eon is its 3-cylinder engine with a single overhead camshaft and a 3-valve per cylinder layout. Now, as far as 3-cylinder engines are concerned, you'd expect this engine to be a little noisy and rough around the edges, but Hyundai have very nicely managed to keep the friction inside this engine low, and NVH levels, well, they're comfortable for this car in the city. It makes about 56 PS of max power and 72 Newton meters of max torque, and that's adequate to drive this car around in urban areas, because this engine's agenda is not performance, it's purely mileage. That is the one agenda at the top of its priority list. And in that respect, the Eon gives about 21.1 kilometers per litre according to ARAI figures. And that is pretty damn good for the segment. Looking at the numbers, the Eon's engine doesn't seem too exciting, though it is more powerful than the Alto. This despite the roughly 40 extra kilos it weighs. The brake is... Drive this car sedately and it's refined and smooth, though you will have to constantly keep gunning the engine rather hard to get the best out of it. At low RPM, the engine is fairly silent, but let the revs climb and it sounds a bit rough and scratchy. The steering is hydraulically assisted and not an electronic powered system. Despite the fact that electronic systems are lighter, they save space, and they add tremendous value towards a car that is just so city-centric. So why isn't one being used in this car? Well, that's because in the grand plan, the electronic system just increases cost considerably. Where performance is concerned, the Eon takes 19 seconds to touch 100 kilometers per hour, by which time you are also close to the quarter-mile mark. Overtaking acceleration, however, is slow, except in 3rd gear. In 4th or 5th gear, 40 to 100 kilometers per hour takes over 25 seconds. Given the Eon's very affordable pricing, this car is going to be very popular both in the city or in small towns and villages. And so the challenge for Hyundai was not to offer this car with a fantastic handling and dynamic package, because let's face it, this car will hardly, if ever, leave urban limits for you to exercise its handling and dynamic character. No, at the top of the priority list was ride quality. And in that respect, Hyundai have decided to opt for gas-charged dampers, which work much better in all sorts of conditions over the hydraulic shock absorbers. At its current price points, starting from Rs 2.69 lakh ex-showroom Delhi, the Eon is more valuable than the Alto. Even the top of the line, which is around 40,000 more than the Alto at 3.71 lakh, feels better value with several goodies thrown in. I do, however, question the single driver's side airbag it comes with. Why not one for the passenger as well? And ABS, which we very strongly feel should now be a standard safety fitment on every car. Hyundai have found the right equation in the Eon. Not only that, it's a much more powerful formula than the Maruti Alto. Not only does she look good, she's got great space inside, the features are contemporary, there's a lot of luxury inside, and then there's also the ride quality and the efficiency. Overall, the Eon is a brilliant package. You could probably be looking at the next largest selling car in India.